we'll let Ralph. So Ralph was instrumental in the getting the William Still mural commissioned. And it's okay.
Where's the William Still?
It's in Bella Vista, right? Bella Vista, the mural. Yeah. So we'll just let everyone kind of filter out, and you can talk at the big mic. All right. So if you guys want to settle down, Jen's just getting the PowerPoint up for Ralph, and then we'll start. She's good. All right. All right, you guys, if you want to sit down, if you're leaving, leave. Not to be rude, but Ralph's just going to talk for like 10 minutes max. If you have any questions, because really major to have a William Still mural that just got unveiled last week. So he's going to tell us about that.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, Mary Ann asked me to just speak for a few minutes. I was involved in my very small way into the unveiling of a brand new mural on the William Still House. As I'm going to set my timer, 10 minutes. So I had a small part in the unveiling of a mural on the side of the William Still House. William Still lived in Philadelphia in a couple different houses. The one that the mural was placed on is at 625 South Delhi Street in Bella Vista. It's between 9th and 10th and Bainbridge and South. So William Still himself was born in 1821 in Chemung, New Jersey, which is in the middle of the Pine Barrens. I was wondering why I got a laugh. It was just great, you know. I could entertain forever. Great, woo! So he moved to Philadelphia when he was 23 years old. He started out with kind of menial jobs. He was totally self-taught, but he eventually became the clerk for the Pennsylvania Anti-Slavery Society. And while he was never as well known as the heroics that Harriet Tubman was known for, or the great oratory skills of Frederick Douglass, he was instrumental in doing the mundane and necessary work of making an account of the Underground Railroad. His real enemy at the time was no longer the citizens of Pennsylvania. Things were pretty much, most people wanted slavery abolished. His enemy really was the government. And with the 1850 Fugitive Slave Act, you know, anyone who didn't actively help in the return of an enslaved person to his or her owner was subject to being locked up. He wrote the seminal book on the Underground Railroad in 1872. What he did was meticulously take notes of all the people that came, the hundreds of formerly enslaved people that came through his house, him and his wife Letitia, on Delhi Street there. We do know that one of the people that walked on those steps, which are still original, was Harriet Tubman. And he did this, of course, at great risk to himself and his family because of the Fugitive Slave Act. He died in 1902. He was 92 years old at the time. So you can't read this. This is really just an advertisement that the Mural Arts folks did. So the way this project came about was I am the chairman of the Bella Vista Neighbors Association's Historic Preservation Committee. That's a mouthful. And it sounds real important, but it's not. Anyway, we had heard the William Still House, which some of you have been on my tour. The William Still House is one of the houses on the tour and has a nice blank wall on the side. So we had heard a rumor that perhaps Mural Arts was thinking about putting up a mural there. And I reached out to Mural Arts and they said, well, it was mentioned, but we never really got off the ground, and they were short-staffed and a couple of things, but I was the real thorn in their side who kept pressuring them, and through the efforts of a lot of different community groups, which are mentioned on there, the thing was finally approved. Now, the process for getting a mural on the side of a building, on a building that is on the Philadelphia Register of Historic Places, which means that you can't do anything to the outside of the building unless you get the approval of the Historical Commission. So the first thing that Mural Arts had to do was get the owner's okay, and he was very much in favor. A man named John Del Rossi. He's been great to work with. And they went before the Architectural Committee of the Philadelphia Historical Commission. That's the committee that evaluates changes on the outside. And they were very much in favor of the mural, but they did insist that it be mounted in one of two ways. And I knew nothing about this until I heard about all of it. But many murals that Mural Arts does can be done in a studio. They mount a frame essentially on the side of the building, and they do the mural in a studio in controlled environment, and then they attach it. But the architectural committee did not want that. They thought that would damage the building too much. So they insisted that it be painted directly on the side of the building, which was rough stucco. So a committee was formed, and I was one of the people on that committee to solicit proposals. They got 3 different artists. They submitted sample ideas of what they thought might go there. The group included a number of community organizations, as well as the Still family. The Still family is very much still involved in maintaining the history of William Still and his brother James Still, who was a doctor in the Pine Barrens. He was known as Dr. Pine Barrens. They were both obviously very successful in their fields. So the committee eventually chose Ernell Hernandez as the artist, and the family had a lot of input into the design. One of the things that we were concerned with in Bella Vista was that the wall that this mural is on faces the Palumbo Rec Center. So there would be hundreds of adults and kids playing all the time that could see this mural. So we wanted something big that they could see from a distance, and that was kind of our contribution. Eventually it got done, and the next few photos I'm going to show you are really from that event that was on Sunday, the 3rd of August, when they unveiled this. So this is the Still family members who were there that day. They were very gracious. The man in the baseball cap is James Still. He is the great-great-grandnephew of William Still. So his great-grandfather was James Still, the doctor. And he's the guy in the baseball cap, and the others are other members of the Still family. One of the better known members of the Still family who was not there that day was Valerie Still, who was a star in the WNBA, a very, very good basketball star. And she was involved in all the Zoom meetings and everything else. Go ahead. So this is an idea of the crowd that was there. They had a nice crowd. Mural Arts that organized it. Danelle Powell was the guy who was the project manager, and he had free food there, and there was lots of people, as you can see. I'm sitting next to City Councilman Mark Squilla there. There were a lot of different people from organizations. Go ahead. Now here's this guy we know, Jim Murphy. Jim was there, and Jim and I were talking to Amy Hill. Some of you may know of Amy Hill. She is a history professor at the University of Pennsylvania, and she played a big part in the 7th Ward project that's been going on for some time to install art and other information panels in the old 7th Ward, part of which is in Bella Vista. Go ahead. The next guy we all know. There was our Joe, looking dapper as always. I had a real nice conversation with Joe. It was really nice to see him. He was looking good, and I thought you'd want to see him. On the left is Jane Golden. She is the executive director of Mural Arts. And to her left is Ernell Fernandez. He is the artist. I mentioned that the wall was rough stucco, and it had it had reinforcing star bolts on the wall, you know. And I said to him as we were, you know, people were speaking, I said, you know, you really did a good job of hiding those stars. And he said, all I could think of was, I hope they're not on his face, you know. So it really did turn out pretty well. I don't know why they let this next guy speak, but they did. I just gave my thanks and my small role involved in all this. And the next and last slide is the mural itself. It's really beautiful, and one of the things that is very interesting about it is that, you know, I always refer to it as the William and Letitia Stillhouse because Letitia was his wife, and she was very instrumental in helping everything work there. But there were no images of her. The Still family didn't even have an image of her. So the artist decided that it would make sense. That is William Still's daughter, Carolyn. She was a graduate of Women's Medical College in Medical College of Pennsylvania. So very early on, she was an African-American female physician in Philadelphia, which was pretty rare. One of the initial drafts that the artist did had a picture that looked very much like this, except that Carolyn was in a white coat, like we think of doctors today. And somebody said, whoa, 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 doctors didn't wear white coats back then. And so through a little more digging, I think the family helped to describe what kind of dress would be more appropriate for her. So it was really a wonderful event. I'm glad some of our folks were able to make it, and I just wanted to share it with you, and I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah. I'm sure he didn't show up, but did someone invite Leslie Odom Jr. because he played Still in the Harriet Tubman movie? I guess no one.
I have no idea. I have
okay.
no idea. Sorry.
States in there were a bunch of states in the background of the mural. What is the significance?
States?
If you put up the mural again, there's actually several states.
Well, they were
Oh, that's an underground railroad.
Yeah, they were the routes of the Underground Railroad, many of which went to the west toward Canada. However, whatever was easier for them to, you know, to make it. So that's what those red lines were. Yeah, I know we're running late.
I'm sorry, the women's college, women's medical college that you mentioned, that's the one that was on like 6th Street near.
Yeah, moved up to up East Falls. Yeah, where
Eventually, but
it
was first there, and that's the one where Amandi Jopal Joshi, the Indian physician. Yeah, she went there too, I think. Yeah. All right. That's my question. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.